high-risk sex offender is living in a popular gas station parking lot near NDSU. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. It's the second time in the past couple of weeks police are alerting the public about a homeless sex offender living in a parking lot.
His name is 44-year-old Donald Edwardson. He has gone to prison multiple times. Once for having sex with an underage girl, 2 more times for engaging in sexual contact with teenagers. Police say he's living in the Staymart parking lot on 12th Avenue North near NDSU. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains the difficulty of knowing where homeless sex offenders live.
Every 3 days, a homeless sex offender is required by law to walk into the police department and tell officers where they're staying. Like Donald Edwardson, who says he's living in this Staymart parking lot.
It's a touchy subject, and rightly so. It stirs up a lot of emotions because, you know, people don't necessarily feel comfortable with sex offenders living in their area or close to where they live.
It's more difficult for police to track them when they're on someone's property. Because when police tell the community where that homeless sex offender is living, often the business will kick them out, or the offender will feel uncomfortable and leave. Case in point, Daniel Kelder, who was living in the Kmart parking lot off University.
A lot of controversy with the one by the Kmart area. So, you know, Kmart obviously could have asked him to leave, or he could have left on his own, certainly right after he came in and registered with us. And we would not necessarily have known that immediately.
Kelder now says he's living in a camper in someone's backyard on 2nd Avenue South, a few blocks from Jefferson Park. While police keep extra tabs on homeless offenders, they don't always know where they're living right away.
Now, it doesn't mean that these sex offenders are going to go out and commit additional crimes. However, I mean, the higher the level is, the higher the chance that they will recidivate.
If investigators find the offender isn't staying where they say, they might be charged with a crime.
Know your surroundings, know who's around you. If you think that anything is suspicious, call it in. Don't put yourself in a bad situation.
In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
If you want to know about sex offenders living near you, go to the North Dakota or Minnesota sex offender websites. We have links on valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story.
Both Fargo and Grand Forks are reviewing their panhandling ordinances, worried they might be in violation of the Constitution. In Fargo, the ordinance says you cannot panhandle downtown within 20 feet of any intersection or highway ramp, on any median within 20 feet of a bus stop and crosswalk, and within any city park. After a recent ruling by the Washington State Supreme Court, the ACLU said one city's ordinance was too broad sweeping and that panhandling is protected under the First Amendment.
I can't say if someone is trying to provide for their family, you know, is that really all that wrong? It's against the law, but ethically, you know, it goes back to the old adage, do you steal bread for your family if you have nothing to eat?
One man we found panhandling today says he has to make money to have a room to sleep in at night.
A man from Jamestown is dead after a crash on I-29 in Walsh County this morning. It happened here, about 23 miles north of Grand Forks. The 46-year-old was driving north on I-29 when the vehicle entered the median and hit a concrete support for an overpass. His name is not being released until family members are notified.
Bemidji police are investigating an apparent stabbing that happened Friday night. It happened here in the Tesoro parking lot just off of 4th Street. When police arrived on the scene, they found a 20-year-old female bleeding profusely from multiple stab wounds. Police say this case appears to be an isolated incident between 2 groups of people. If you have any information at all, police would like to hear from you.
Those opposed to the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline started the day bright and early. Police say activists were trespassing on a construction site shortly after 7 this morning. 2 people were even chained to equipment.
Protesters did not let the U.S. Court of Appeals decision for Dakota Access work to continue stop them from voicing their frustrations with the pipeline. They say they're outraged with the recent ruling. Sarah Berlinger has more.
More than 100 protesters chanted and danced at a Dakota Access construction site early Monday morning. Animosity towards the police presence protecting the construction site was elevated today.
It appears at this time to be a pretty volatile situation where the protesters are agitated. You know, as I was driving through the area, I was flipped off by a protester just simply driving through. So it's obviously not a peaceful demonstration.
People are going to be escalating their actions to stop this pipeline in its tracks. This is treaty territory. Indigenous sovereignty applies here.
27 people were arrested for criminal trespass.
If they're trespassing on private land and areas that they shouldn't be, they need to be held accountable.
One of those arrested was Hollywood actress Shailene Woodley. The protest shut down Highway 6 for about 2 hours.
Police say footage from today's protest will be reviewed and further arrests may be made. And as we said, Shailene Woodley, the main character in the popular Divergent series, was arrested today at the protests. The sheriff's office says Woodley faces 2 Class B misdemeanor charges of criminal trespass and engaging in riots.
Plenty of numbers presented tonight to the Fargo City Commission regarding refugee resettlement, but not enough to satisfy Commissioner Dave Pepcorn. Pepcorn continues to question Lutheran Social Services of North Dakota about the costs on local governments. LSS, on the average, brings in 400 people a year to North Dakota. CEO Jessica Thomason said that each person is given $1,125, which helps with startup costs, and an additional $335 per month in cash assistance. Pepcorn kept up the heat, demanding to know why the city has no say on how many refugees are settled here.
To think that the city leaders are not involved in this is a huge decision made by you that's encumbering us. Isn't that correct? I'm not a lawyer, but that's what's happening. We're the ones that have to pay the bills, and that's not acceptable.
The Pepcorn continues to question Lutheran Social Services and wanted the matter to go to the Finance Committee and wants to know every public dollar spent in Cass County on refugees. City leaders sent the issue to the Human Rights Commission for more analysis, data, and conversation.
The roads of one small southeastern North Carolina town look more like rivers after heavy rainfall from Hurricane Matthew. This is Main Street in Fair Bluff. It looks more like Main River after the Lumber River spilled its banks and inundated the town. Homes, businesses, even the city's town hall full of water. Rescue crews helped dozens of families evacuate after they were trapped in their homes by the storm. Volunteers also used boats to gather supplies and deliver them to stranded residents. Officials say the Lumber and Waccamaw rivers are continuing to rise, which means the flooding devastation could only get worse. They say some areas are reportedly under 4 feet of water.